The MBTI Intuition Preference really deals with how you are going to take information in. So you want to be able to notice that an intuition preference is going to look at a question which is, do you pay more attention to the patterns and possibilities that you see in the information that you receive? An interesting thing about intuition is that they're really only about 26 to 27% of the entire population falls into the intuition type. As you look at the intuition preference, remember that their keyword is innovator. Very important to remember this because they are very creative. This preference loves anything that is imaginative, creative, innovative. And they're going to approach any kind of problem or any kind of content wanting to have an answer to the question of how will this help me to solve a problem? That's what they are. They are great problem solvers, and especially problem solvers when it comes to being out of the box. They like to look at creative ways to address any kind of dilemma in life. Our intuition preference people love to have that active learning. They love aesthetics and they love to be able to assess, identify. One thing that they really do enjoy though is to be able to have frequent breaks within their learning environment. And this isn't so much because they have to have a time to walk away and to be able to do something silly, but because they really need the time to take that information and to ponder and create some kind of creative way for them. They like to scaffold that information. And by giving them the breaks that they need, they're able to then walk away from the information and play with it in their minds and be able to make some kind of creative or imaginative connection and be able to do some problem solving for themselves. They always really enjoy as well cause and effect. If you can do or answer questions for them, the question they want most is if then. If this occurs, then that will occur. So when it comes to intuition and MBTI preference types, remember if then is very important to them. One of the best things to do for all of these different learning personalities is a choice board. And with the choice board, you are able to create a variety. Maybe you want it to be only a 9 grid, a 3x3, but you're able to make as many choices as you want. And then you allow the students to choose what they want to do. And this can be work for any subject or any topic. Now the students have the opportunity to choose what they like best. Now if you want them to reach beyond themselves and to be able to try something they wouldn't normally do, you can still give them these same opportunities, and then they're able to reach just a little bit outside of their comfort zone without feeling completely out of sync with themselves. For example, one thing that I've done with the choice board is I will go through and say to a student, go through and X out everything you absolutely would not want to do, and then say, now I want you to choose one of them. Now what they've done is they've been able to really choose something that is really outside of their comfort zone, and it causes them to grow just a little bit. So for instance, with an introvert, they may not be very happy or excited about doing some kind of role play. However, an interview or going and approaching a stranger to interview them may not be as difficult as role playing. So to reiterate, this is very, very important to remember that creative and imaginative part. But not only that, they're experiential. They love that hands-on piece. They want to be able to not just touch though, and sometimes they may not touch, but they need to be able to have an experiential piece to their learning. Remember, they love the cause and effect, the if and then. And that goes along with that imaginative creative piece where they're going to be able to problem solve. It's part of and the foundation of their entire reason for learning. Because why? Simply they have that question. How will this help me to solve a problem? Moving forward, remember some other great instructional strategies for an intuition preference type is that they love general concepts. They're not very detail oriented. They struggle with that sometimes, and they enjoy a very fast pace of instruction. And that fast pace of instruction goes along with the general concepts. They would enjoy a slower pace if they're more detail oriented. They love peer feedbacks and partnerships, and more than anything, remember, they love to preview what's coming on. So as you finish up any kind of teaching situation, please make sure that you remember to say, tomorrow we're going to look at how this relates to our community, or tomorrow we're going to touch on semicolons, or tomorrow we're going to fill in the blank, whatever it is, but make sure that they have some kind of preview, because they're going to start doing that problem solving and looking for patterns. And they may even start pondering it before they walk into class, because they're very good at that self-instruction piece when it comes to self-directed learning or lifelong learning attributes.